Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Grow Your Girl channel. My name is Sherry, and this week this is part one of a two-part series just because I'm looking around this room realizing how much has to be done here in my indoor garden, which is the sunroom in the front of our house, which I've shared with you before, but a lot has happened since I brought a lot of plants in back in September, October time frame, and the holidays happened, and I kind of have been ignoring this room a little bit. I mean, I've been watering, keeping the plants alive, but there's been a few things that have come up that I need to take care of. I've got some powdery mildew on my jade. I've got a succulent that has overgrown its pot and is making a huge mess behind the camera here. And then it's just getting into each area and looking to see what's happening. There is so much dust. Look at my fiddle leaf fig, needs some dusting big time. You know, that photosynthesis works so much better when we dust off our plants. So there's a couple of tools I have here. So you know how in the summertime we have rakes and things like that in the garden. This is one of my big tools here in my indoor garden is my little vacuum. And I'm going to put a link. It's a Bissell vacuum. I'll put a link here in the description for you to take a look at it, because this saves me so much sweeping up and all that, because there's so much debris that happens here in the garden. And I'll share indoor garden that I'll share with you. Like here, you know, we've got our geraniums that are always shedding little flower buds, leaves. See how they just come off. So I've got to do that. I've got some spider webs that have come up. We get these little spiders in here all the time, and that just happens. So we've got the vacuum. I have a little bucket that I use here in my indoor garden that is just, it's easy to have it when you're just clipping things off day to day. So I highly recommend that. And then just to dust off my plants, I really just take a paper towel, and we're just gonna start wiping these guys clean and helping our fiddle leaf fig get a little bit of that sunshine that's coming down on it, because the dust really does stop that from happening. So I'm gonna just get to work, and we'll go from there. All right, what do you say? All right, let's grow. Good, I'd go ahead and just wash these windows. It's warm enough outside because it does help with the sunlight coming in, right? Get some of this first little bit of winter off of it. All right, I'm going to bring my bucket over here, my vacuum. And one of the things that I really find is if you can do it step by step, it's like anything. You know, in the outdoor garden beds, I like beds because that helps you get one bed done, another bed done, another bed. You could section it. And really here in this room, I section off things too. So this section here today, I'm going to really focus on and clean out these windows, maybe even wash the outside windows. We'll see how ambitious I get. But I do have a couple of plants in distress that I have to take care of that are on the other side of the room. So let me go ahead and I'll just start doing this right here, right now. Starting off with getting some of these spent blossoms. Even though there's a lot on there, they're falling pretty quickly here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, and it really does help for the reblooms, for a little deadheading. I've got this guy here, which I will put the name of it. It's gone past my head right now. But when this is vining too much, I will, and I really should for the most part, but it's really blooming beautifully right now, so I'm not going to. But you'll see my geranium has gotten very leggy. So one of these days I'm going to have to just cut it about right here. I'm going to let these two blooms bloom, and then I'll do it, and then I'll stick it in the straight. I'll just cut it off here, stick it straight in the dirt, and it should come back. The other thing I want to look for is any leaves that have gotten a little not so great, because that does bring on bugs. And one of the biggest things I have to look for in my indoor garden are aphids. So yeah, so I want to get rid of anything that will attract them or bring any distress to the plants in general, like dead flowers, etc., sitting on the leaves. All right, let's go. Okay, so here is the task I have before me. I have this plant that has been in this pot, and it just wasn't getting enough sun, and it's been over a course of uh, uh, a while. Let me just say many, 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 many months. It has gotten to this state. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, doesn't it? Um, and I can't remember what this plant is called. I have looked it up on my plant app, and it's telling me everything from coleus to basil, which I know is not true. So the next couple days I'm going to head up to my garden center to get a couple other things anyway. So I will bring a snippet of this with me and ask them about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this back, put it in here for rooting, and then I'm going to take, this is the problem child right here. Not really a problem child. It's an amazing plant. It's called Mother of Millions. It's a succulent that I've shared on here before that I got from the local farmer's market. And it is the coolest plant because you get these little tiny little flower heads on it that actually turn into seeds that make more and more and more. And that's how this whole pot has been filled. This was from one little plant, and it has filled this pot and also turned into this beast. So I am going to cut it back, and I'm going to clean off the stems, and I'm going to use this pot. I'm going to take this out, take all the root ball out of this, and then put these, I'm going to cut these back probably to about right there, and then just stick them in here. I'm going to put them up where they get better sunlight. This plant right here I had on this shelf, which I knew putting it there it wasn't going to get enough light, and yeah, it was true. And you know, what can you do? Sometimes you only have so much light in a room, and you can only do so much. So let me go ahead and get this going. All right, so here is the Mother of Millions transplant I did the other day. It's looking good. The original plant that I took it from is looking so much better. So much better. But let's come on over here to my jade plant that I'm speaking of. And I wanted to grab it in the morning light here. This is a east window here, faces east, so it gets the morning sun. And here's the problem that I've been dealing with. It's been getting a lot of, let me get it here, powdery mildew on it. Really severely. It's been losing a lot of leaves. Yeah, lots of problems. So the two things that I'm going to do is, well, three things actually, that has been recommended to me. One is I've got to go in and clean off these leaves as much as I can, because you see like this leaf right here, as I clean it, it does seem better. Now there is definitely some disease in that leaf, and I just need to remove those leaves. I'm also going to snip back some of these branches, what was recommended was to snip back some branches that are really not doing so well overall. This branch is actually doing good, but this whole branch in general, because if you can see this, and let me just give you a little insight on this plant. It was a small clipping I got from my mother's house when she had passed 18 years ago, and it's just grown into this plant. I've snipped many branches off for family members, etc. And my older sister said that she really would love to have one, and so it's really healthy overall. Everything looks good. No, that leaf doesn't look so good, but I can take that off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this branch right here, and then I'm going to stick this in dirt to give to my sister, and probably let the rest of these leaves go because they just aren't looking healthy. What I've been told is that it's probably been overwatered, and I don't have, it's been watered along with my other plants. And if you look at the stalk on this, it really doesn't need this much watering. So I'm going to cut back the watering to once a month. I've also got these these pieces of cork from, a lovely wine bottle, I'm sure. And we've cut them in half, and we're going to put them down here to help with the drainage, because as you can see, it's a rather big pot, and it doesn't get a hole. There's holes in the bottom of this pot, but it's just not getting enough drainage, I don't believe, down there. So that is what I'm going to do to bring my beloved jade plant back to life. So here I go. All right, so that is going to wrap us up for today. That was a little stressful, and kind of ironically, it's my mother's birthday today that I'm doing this. So happy birthday, Mom. Happy heavenly birthday. Here is the jade plant I will send along to my sister, and keep a close eye on this one as we go. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you was, hold on, let me get it here, is the corks that I'm going to put down here just to help keep it draining just a little bit better. And I might just even get my husband's help on this because it's pretty heavy. This is a really heavy plant. I will link below here when I had transplanted this from, it's been 2 years, I want to say. Maybe only a year. I don't know. I have to go back and look. Time flies. Okay. All right, there we go. So all I'm doing is just giving it a little room between the tray and the pot. But it's been a couple of years since I transplanted it into this bigger pot, which I did by myself, which was quite a feat, I must say. But there, that should help just get some of the drainage up between this pot and that. All right, next week we're going to get into some plants that I am going to be transplanting that were holiday plants, and we're going to move some more things around, and it'll be fun, I promise. I got to sweat on this one. This was a big job. Till next week, remember to plant often and to do it with love. Take good care. As we step into 2026, this season is an invitation to ground ourselves, to tend to what matters right where we are. If this week's episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to stay connected with me here on the Grow You Girl channel. Share your word or intention for the year in the comments and continue growing.